In this video, we'll write a for loop to write a message on screen. And at the same time, we'll look at the syntax of a for loop. Here we go. We'll start the for loop. And let's say the message that we want to print on the screen is welcome to C++. And in fact, we want to print that message on the screen 10 times. We'll start by typing for int I equals to 0, I less than 10, because we want to print the message 10 times, and then update the value of I. We are going to increment I by 1, I++. And then inside the block of code, this block will be repeated. The message, cout, welcome to C++. And that will do. End line. Right. When we execute this program, it will basically print the message on the screen 10 times. So let me activate this particular program, test it, and you'll see the message here shortly. There you go. Welcome to C++. Now, how does this for loop work? The for loop, if you notice, inside the parentheses for the for loop, there are actually 3 statements in there. There's the first one, the middle part, and then the last piece that you have in there. The first statement is where you initialize the loop variable. So in this case, the loop variable is I, and we are initializing it to 0. The middle segment is the condition for the loop, is the continuity condition. If the condition is true, the loop is executed again. And the last piece is how you update the loop variable after each iteration. The way this for loop is executed, initially I is set to 0, and this statement is executed only once. As soon as you enter the loop, I is set to 0, and that's the end of that statement. Then the condition is checked. I is 0. Is it less than 10? If true, the body of the loop will be executed. In this case, cout, welcome to C++, will be written on the screen basically. Once the block of code is executed, you go to the last piece and you update the loop variable. In this case, I was 0. Now it's incremented by 1. I is equal to 1. You go back to the loop condition, check the loop condition, is I less than 10, true, block of code is executed. You go back to the updating piece, I is incremented, I becomes 2, the condition is checked, is I less than 10, if true, the statement is executed again. The whole block of code is executed again, and that's another iteration basically. So you keep doing this, eventually you reach the point where I is incremented to 9. You check the condition, is 9 less than 10? Yes, it is. Write the message, go back to the updating portion, I is now 10. Condition is 10 less than 10. Incorrect, the loop is ended. The body of the loop will not be executed, and you jump out. Go to line 11 basically. Right. Now, again, this program will print the message 10 times, and the reason is because the I initially is set to 0. So going from 0 all the way up to 9, that's basically 10 times. That's the count of 10 basically. And once again, this is the output that you see in there. Right? And in fact, what we can do, we can actually even write out what the value of I is. So with a little bit of space, I'm going to write down I is equal to, as we go through each iteration, we can write down the value of I, the loop counter. And this time around, when I run it, the value of I will be, when I was 0, the message was written, I was 1, and all the way up to 9, the message was written each time. And if you count these, that will be 10 times.